India's self-righteous political behavior now becoming a headache for South Asian economy, prosperity, and for the people. Sorry for my words, but in our local language there is a saying যে নিজের পাছার উপর কাপড় নাই অন্যদেরকে নিয়ে হাসাহাসি করে. Think about Bangladesh. The situation in Bangladesh is marked by significant political instability, exacerbated by violent riots among various religious communities. This turmoil is largely attributed to India's self-serving policies and the rise of extremist Hindutva ideology, which have intensified divisions and unrest within the regions. And India is just fueling the fire rather than sitting with the political parties and solve the issue. From alarming disregards that extremist Hindutva ideology has their religious diversity. Take Christianity as an example, which is one of my favorite religion. As a minority in India, Christians are enduring significant persecution and hardship, reflecting disturbing trends where the rights and dignity of minority communities are increasingly under threat.
The perpetrators themselves are posting videos of mob attacks on churches. They're showing the churches being burned down. They literally show the police stepping aside to allow the mob to attack these Christian churches.
This video showing dozens of Christian women kneeling, crying, and begging Indian soldiers to stay in their village, fearful of more Hindu attacks.
Muslims are not only the minorities in India who are suffering a lot. In some places in India, Christian and Muslim minorities are suffering more than a stray dog. India is home to approximately 28 million Christians, which is about 2.6% to 3% of total population. Yet year to year, this minority group of Christian people faces significant torture, insult and discrimination in various parts of this country.
और 2-3 जने को तो ऐसे बोल रहे थे तुम लोग को अभी जिंदा काट दूंगा ऐसे करके, यहाँ दोबारा आओगे तो तुम लोग को पूरा सबको मार डालूंगा ऐसे बोल के सब बोल रहे थे और इतना लड़ाई कर रहे थे. बाप रे, 5-6 तो घायल ही है, उनको हॉस्पिटल ले गए हैं.
आज वहाँ पे अटैक हुआ है. अटैक करके 14-15 लड़के थे, बजरंग दल के नारे लगा रहे थे, जय श्री राम बोल रहे थे.
Despite these serious challenges, the government, particularly the BJP, remains notably silent on these issues. Nonetheless, they continue to deflect attention by blaming other countries for their own minority issues. Indian media is tightly controlled by its political influences, allowing it effectively mask on governmental failures while showcasing a selective narrative to the world. Whenever this right-wing political party BJP comes to power in India, the persecution and humiliation on minorities escalate dramatically. The 2008 Kandhamal violence in Odisha is a significant event to remember, as it was directly instigated by right-wing Hindutva extremist groups, leading to widespread brutality and distractions. In the aftermath of the violence, the extremist group who promote Hindutva, they destroyed 395 churches. 3,906 Christians' homes were completely destroyed. Looting affected between 5,000 to 6,500 residents, and more than 40 women were raped. Officially, the death toll was reported at 100, but unofficial estimates suggest that the number exceeds 500. This violence was used as leverage to forcibly convert over 1,000 individual Christianity to Hinduism. A young Christian girl was tragically burned during the violence when a Hindu extremist threw a bomb into her home. In 2020, United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, they classified India as a Tier 1 country on minority persecution. A report from Genocide Watch, which was published on 9 September 2023, highlighted a troubling trend. Persecution and attacks on Christians in India were escalating daily. In the first 8 months of 2023 alone, there were 525 reported attacks on Christians attributed to right-wing Hindutva groups. Tell me one thing, if India is failing to protect their own minorities, so why they are pointing others that they are failing to safeguard their minorities? This kind of hypocrisy raises serious questions about their commitment on human rights. Why we are not considering Manipur as an example? Indian extremist group inflicting inhuman torture on their own minorities, including Manipuri Christians and others. A news article published in the Pillar 249 churches were destroyed in Manipur within just 36 hours. This wave of violence resulted in the death of 140 individuals and left 50,000 people homeless. Hold your breath tight. I'm going to tell you and show you something which will force you to think twice. These extremist people of India, are they really human? A viral video depicting a horrific sexual assault on Christian women in India has drawn global attention to the violent ethno-religious conflict that has been ongoing in Manipur since May 2023. The conflict primarily involves the majority Hindu Meitei community.
My husband's arms were slashed with knives. My 19-year-old son was brutally beaten with rods. When I watched the video of what was done to my daughter, it made me want to die.
Since the first wave of violence, the killings continue.
मुझे आश्चर्य हो रहा है कि आप कह रहे हैं कि लोग कहते हैं नहीं, भारत डेमोक्रेसी है, लोकतंत्र हमारा स्पिरिट है, लोकतंत्र हमारी रगों में है और हमारी सरकार लोकतंत्र के मूलभूत मूल्यों को आधार लेकर के बने हुए संविधान के आधार पर चलती है। कास्ट, क्रीड, रिलीजन, जेंडर, किसी भी भेदभाव को वहां जगह नहीं होती है।
Can you imagine how brutal these Hindu extremist people of India are? One Indian researcher, Amit Singh, said, emboldened by the support of the state, Hindu nationalists have unleashed violent attacks on religious minorities in India. Constant state propaganda and communal violence have led to the development of a Nazi conscience among the Hindu majority, which now perceive violence to be morally righteous. Look, this is clear that Indian current government is ignoring their inhuman torture they're inflicting against minorities within their own country. Yet they persist in making false accusations about atrocities against minorities in Bangladesh. I would like to ask one question to my Indian brothers and sisters. I never saw it though, but can you show me one example that any Hindus in India, they are protecting one church or one mosque in crisis moment? In contrast, the Muslim community in Bangladesh, including those students from madrasas, vigilantly protected Hindu temples day and night, especially since the threat of attack by mafia political party Awami League after 5th August. Every incident happened in India on Christian minorities happened by the extremist Hindu organizations of India. You can take an example: attack on Christians in southern Gujarat, attack on Christians in Dangs district, Ramgiri, Udaigiri violence, Ranalai violence, Kandamal violence, Kandamal 9 gang rape, attack on Christians in southern Karnataka, anti-Christian violence in Karnataka, even though the recent incident of Manipur. All this Hindu extremist group in India is highly supported by RSS and BJP. We need to talk about it. We have to our people. We have to let the world know that you need to protect the Christians, Muslims and other minorities in India. I believe if we fail to protect this minorities group of people of India from Hindu extremist people who are blind, the day is not that far that India is going to be the next North Korea, the Israel of South Asia very soon.
To my Indian brothers and sisters, don't get me wrong. My hate is not against India. My hate is against those extremist people who are destroying humanity. I have to stand up. You have to stand up. All together, we have to make this world a better place to live for us, for our next generation. Thank you.